Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Arlene. Today we're making Zuppa Toscana. All that means is Tuscan soup, and this recipe is a knockoff of the Olive Garden Zuppa Toscana, of course modified to fit our plan. As always, check in the description box. There's a little triangle on the right side. Click on it. The recipe, the breakdown, and the measurements for the recipe show up. Everything you need to know about this recipe is in that little box. Let me give you the ingredients really quick. The first thing we're gonna need is Jenny O sweet Italian sausage. There are very specific guidelines when you use sausage, whether it's turkey or any kind of sausage. I'm gonna put those guidelines in the description box, and there's a few of them. You can pick whatever you want, but make sure you follow the guidelines. Not every sausage is approved by our plan. This one is Jenny O sweet Italian sausage, and I'm gonna remove it out of the casing. I'll show you. We're gonna do turkey bacon, and turkey bacon as well as the sausage is very limited. The turkey bacon, you're only allowed an ounce per day because of the high sodium content. It's not the turkey, it's the sodium that it's in it. So 1 ounce. It's about 2 little strips, but make sure you weigh them. You never know if one strip is thicker than the other one, so 1 ounce. But it gives it the flavor that we're looking for in the soup. We're gonna do kale, and all I did with the kale, I bought my kale, rinsed it, and I have it in a paper towel, and all I did is I picked it up once it's dry, and with my 2 fingers I form like a little fork, and I hold the stem with one hand, and with the other 2 fingers I just pull down. The stem comes completely apart, and all you have is your kale leaf. Super easy and simple. And then I just give it a rough chop because I don't want it to disappear when I'm cooking it. Kale is like spinach. It'll wilt down to almost nothing. And in the Olive Garden Zuppa Toscana, you can see the kale very in a large form. I'm trying to be fancy here. We have some chopped mushrooms, and I'm using petite white mushrooms. This is going to replace the part of the potatoes. The Zuppa Toscana from Olive Garden has potatoes, but we're not allowed potatoes while in the 5-in-1 program. So we're going to do mushrooms. And I cut them fairly big because I want them to show like the potatoes. We have some chopped scallions, and this is going to replace the white onion that they use. Some fresh minced garlic. What do I cook that doesn't have fresh minced garlic? You can use powder too. I have turkey broth. You can use chicken broth or beef broth or whatever broth is it that you like. I'm using turkey because I have it, and I'm using turkey meat. I just prefer the turkey one when I'm using turkey. And a little bit of half and half. This is going to give it that creamy consistency and the color that we're looking for. It has less calories than heavy cream, which is what they use in their soup. Okay, let's get started. Okay, we are ready to start cooking. In a skillet that has nothing, and it's over medium-high heat, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cook our turkey sausage. And I took the casing out of it, and once I took the casing out, then I weighed it for one person. It's about 1.5 links. And to that, we're going to add the turkey bacon. And we're going to cook this completely. Once this is cooked completely, I'll be right back. Alrighty, our turkey sausage and turkey bacon are completely cooked. Let me show you. You see, it barely has any fat. Turkey bacon and turkey sausage has less fat, regular meat, but it has too much sodium. So that's why we need to be mindful of that. Okay, our turkey bacon and turkey sausage, we're going to set it aside. I'm just putting it here in a different plate. And in the same pot, I'm not going to clean any of that. All of that is going to give my soup flavor. So I'm going to keep that all in there. In the same pot, we're going to add the turkey or chicken broth. And I made this with chicken broth also, and the flavor doesn't change. So don't think that it's going to change any of your flavors. Just use whatever broth is it that you have. We're going to add the mushrooms. We're going to add the scallions. And we're gonna add the garlic. And we're gonna simmer this for about 3 to 7 minutes, depending on the heat. We just want these vegetables to soften a little. I'll be back once this is softened. Okay, we are back. It's been about 7 minutes and the vegetables have been simmering in the turkey broth. And they seem to be fairly tender by now. What I'm doing right now is scraping the bottom for all those brown pieces when we cook the turkey sausage and the turkey bacon, because I want all those flavors to be in my soup. It's called deglazing. There we go. Once you don't see the brown spots anywhere in your pot, you are ready to go. Now we're gonna add our kale, and this is gonna wilt down to almost nothing. Now when you add your kale, if you don't think you have enough broth for your soup, you're gonna add water. You see how fast this wilts down? Kale is like spinach. It'll wilt down to almost nothing. That's why you don't want to cut it too small either. Since I know I'm gonna need a little bit of more broth, I'm gonna add water. I don't want too much because otherwise I'll have to eat the whole thing, and I don't want to eat broth. Beautiful. We're gonna let this simmer for a few minutes and I'll be right back. My kale and broth and mushrooms have been simmering. It's been about 5 minutes. To that, I am going to add the turkey sausage and the turkey bacon and the little juices that it produced. That is going to be your flavor. We're going to stir, and look at this. This looks beautiful already. And then to that, we're going to add our half and half. This is going to give it that creamy consistency and the color of the Zuppa Toscana. We're gonna stir. Oh yeah, it has the color already. Wow, beautiful. I'm gonna simmer this for about 3 to 5 minutes until it thickens a little, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. It's ready. Let's see. This soup will never let me down. Never. Let me show you. And it is a lot of food for just one person. It's meaty, it's creamy, it's flavorful, and it's delicious. And there you have it, guys. My version of the Olive Garden Zuppa Toscana. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next video. Enjoy.